Okay, I'm making this video not really to explain EFT because you can look that up and it explains it better than I can, but to show you what it looks like, which you can also find lots of videos of. And Eleanor's on the bed and she gives me like 2 minutes without her crying. And I'm in my jammies. And it's easier if I watch myself, so the video is going to look like this. But you can use EFT tapping for anxiety and trying to process feelings. So basically, I use it the most. I used it originally when I was having panic attacks last year, and it helps a lot. But I use it more now when I feel like there's a certain idea that I want to believe, but I don't feel like I can. So I'll show you an example of that. So these are different points, like in acupuncture. Only they're used like acupressure. So acupressure is without the needles in acupuncture. And these are those points, which you guys that are familiar with essential oils and where you put them, it's that same idea, just you're tapping them instead. So this is how my EFT practitioner and hypnotherapist taught me to do it. I was repeating after her words that she felt like God was giving her to say. But you can say anything you want. You can say the basic is, I don't really like it, that's just my head. The basic is, if you don't know what else to say, like if you're having a panic attack, you can say, even though I'm feeling blank, scared, depressed, anxious, whatever, I completely and totally love myself. That's the really common sentence you use, especially during a panic attack. It's about accepting yourself even though you have this flood of emotion. Number 2, you can do the tapping points without saying anything. It still looks weird. It's just my head. And let's see, there's Eleanor. And number 3, you can use it to process feelings. So I'll show you an example. Just now I was using it because my kind of mantra or quote for the day that I was trying to say throughout the day was that God's love and goodness is everywhere. And at the moment I wasn't particularly feeling like, oh yeah, that's so true. So this is what I did a moment ago. So you start here on the eyebrows. God's goodness and love can be seen everywhere. So I'm just tapping. It's not really light and gentle. You can kind of maybe hear a little like knock, knock, knock. It shouldn't be so hard that you're like flinching. So God's goodness and love can be seen everywhere. Then I move to this point right under the eyes. God's love and goodness can be seen everywhere. Then to the side. Even when I don't feel like it, God's love and goodness can be seen everywhere. Then there's a point right here, the mustache, and right there, in the chin, and you hit them at the same time. Even when I don't feel like it, God's goodness and love can be seen everywhere. The next point is right here on the collarbone, those marks. So I guess you don't have to keep saying the same thing at that point. If you had another thought happening while you're processing the emotions, I'm kind of drawing a blank, but you would keep going with that same idea. So God's goodness and love is everywhere. And then the next point is kind of these, like the bra strap line. It's cute jammies I'm in. And you pat both sides. This is where you kind of start looking a little bit crazy, like a monkey. And you just keep repeating that. And then the next one is underneath, like the sternum, I guess, right there. It's not quite the sternum, but it's this point. It looks so cute in my jammies. And you keep hitting that same spot and saying what it is you want to say. And then the next one is the wrists you can hit together. And again, keep processing and saying what it is you feel like you're saying, or say nothing. You can just tap in the morning when you get up. And then the last one is the head. And I've seen it where you circle around like that. And then another one is like in that picture right here. And I usually hit that one pretty hard. So particularly when you're feeling anxious, this is pretty calming to do. Again, I've been using it to process how Eleanor and John Michael are different and to accept it. So even though John Michael can't lift his head and Eleanor can, I still love him and I accept him as my son. So then I can go through all of those points. So I usually start right here, 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 da. Very rhythmic. Up here. So you don't have to do them in the exact order, but once you get your rhythm, you can. Two more things I wanted to share with people that have anxiety is a couple of different supplements. And I'm not selling them, so I'm not trying to get anybody to buy them. But one is usually when you're stressed, you are running low on magnesium. It depletes your magnesium storage so that you can get a powdered mix called Calm. Maybe some of you have heard of it. It tastes terrible, but it works instantly. I mean, it relaxes your muscles. It's like having a glass of wine. So having that when you're anxious or before bed, it will help you sleep. It will really help with your stress levels. And so magnesium, a good form of magnesium, and if you've never heard of Bach or Bach, B-A-C-H, Rescue Remedy is amazing as a mothering tool. So when your kids are driving you absolutely insane, it's a little dropper. I have it, but didn't bring it in here to show you. It's a little dropper of flower essences, which sounds kooky. But it's amazing. And I take it, you put it under your tongue, and whenever, specifically for some reason in regards to my feeling overwhelmed, like with the kids, I just automatically run and get that, and it works instantly. And they have an alcohol-free version for kids that I've been trying to get them to take when they're having meltdowns. So, those are a couple of ideas. I have lots and lots more, and I think a lot of women deal with anxiety and panic attacks, so it's completely normal, but you can't just let them take over your life. So I wanted to share this video. Good night, everybody.